You're going to have to stick with me on this one because I believe we together are about to ride one of the wildest ideological roller coasters in this TikTok video. Watch this and we will discuss.
White people ruined most of everything. Before Europeans colonized the globe, thousands of indigenous peoples acknowledged and celebrated multiple gender identities as part of their culture. Not only did Europeans spread religion to get others to convert to their ideologies, but the idea of the gender man and woman was also a European ideology. That was one of the tools of the colonization process. And then men and women became the standardized gender identity as what we now know today.
Ah, yes. How could we forget one of the most egregious and heinous acts of colonizers around the world? Of course, we all know this, but it's buried deep within our minds, and we don't talk about it in history class, but we should acknowledge it. Colonizers, of course, when they came to a new land, would take all of the men and surgically remove their wombs, as, of course, men were able to give birth. And different colonies, different places that would become colonies, indigenous people would recognize a myriad of different genders. Of course, this is true. And those evil white colonialist males would come and take the wombs from men and therefore make this absurd thing called men and women. Of course, none of that is true, and this young man, unfortunately, is, well, not super into how reality works. But that is the case constantly in so many of these arguments when you have the genderbread people arguing about what is a man, what is a woman. Of course, this particular clip brings up some memories of, well, a movie that you probably all watched. Anybody remember when Matt Walsh, in the movie What is a Woman, went to the African tribe and asked them if their indigenous people have experienced a myriad and a multitude of genders? Well, if you've forgotten that part of the movie, here's this.
What if a man decides that his gender identity is woman?
A
woman has its own duty, and a man has its own duty, and a lady cannot do the duty of a man, and a man cannot do a duty of a woman.
Can a man become a woman?
No.
No?
No.
What about a transgender? Transgender?
No.
No?
It will look like if you want to become a lady but you're a man, you have something wrong in your mind. Something wrong in your family, something wrong in you.
Clearly, the indigenous people in this tribe in Africa aren't aware of what this young TikToker knows about their culture. I got to interview Matt Walsh, geez, what was that, almost 2 years ago now, when the What is a Woman movie was coming out. And I asked him, hey, what was the most difficult scene, interview for you to keep a straight face? Because if you know Matt Walsh, he's very sarcastic, very snarky, very funny. But in watching that movie, people were saying things that were so absurd. I was like, dude, how are you not busting up laughing? And his answer, maybe I'll find the clip and insert it into the video. I probably won't. You can find it on my YouTube Shorts or Facebook Reels or whatever. His answer was, the most difficult time to not laugh was that scene right there. When they had put themselves in such a ridiculous situation, flying to Africa, finding a tribe and asking them what they thought of transgenders and different gender ideologies. And he said that was the most difficult to not break character. He said because they didn't tell the people what they were doing. They didn't say, by the way, we think this is stupid, you think this is stupid, let's talk about it. These people had no idea, these guys that he was interviewing had no idea what he thought about this, and he went in with a straight face asking a serious question, can a man become a woman? And they said no. Obviously, though, if we're resorting back to the first video, those tribesmen don't actually know what is going on. They were colonized, and that's why they believe what they believe. I don't know how hard we're supposed to hit the TikTok kids, because at some point, reality is going to hit them in the face. And do we want them to have a bad taste in their mouth of us telling them, hey, reality is going to hit you in the face? Or should we let reality do its thing and then have them, or have reality meet them with more of an open mind of going, oh, what I used to think was very stupid. But of course, I guess until then, we will have people probably watch that video and believe that the only reason that two genders exist is because colonialism. I think the biggest thing here is, I feel like I heard this, I don't know, a couple months ago, but best saying to describe what's going on here is there's one God, two genders, and infinite personalities. What I think people are doing here, and what that kid on TikTok I think is doing, is confusing gender and male and female with personalities. People can have a multitude of personalities. The human race is littered with a broad spectrum of the type of people are. And guess what? That's fine. But at the end of the day, that doesn't change the ability to reproduce or not reproduce. We won't go there. But it doesn't change the fact that men are men and women are women. You can be any kind of man, or you can be any kind of woman that you want to be. Within reason, obviously. You can't be a serial killer. But you can be, your personality can depict who you are in any way that you'd like to show yourself to the world. But you're still either a man or a woman. And so when you confuse different personalities and call them different genders, we are all going to laugh at you because what you're saying is ridiculous.